Okay, me, Laura, and Janina D'Agostino, we are going to present on life on other planets. So that is our main, the real life event, and then we're going to branch out into the knowledge issue that's related to it. Oh, that's really
Okay, main points are the possibility of an extraterrestrial life, the major reaction of this, the public interest, and the change in perspectives forever.
So NASA announced the new discovery, and this discovery shocked everyone, and it gave the idea that there was a possibility of extraterrestrial life. And so this spurred public interest and media.
There is no life outside Earth, and it was found strange, new life on Earth. And was it a big deal? Various questions arise, and why is it considered a discovery?
So right after this news was in the media, NASA held a press conference actually stating that no, although the headline was new life found, it isn't life outside of Earth. It's actually on Earth, and so people begin to think, is that a big deal, and why is that even a discovery? Because life on Earth isn't exactly new information. So this is the article.
So, arsenic-feeding bacteria expands traditional notions of life. A bacteria which feeds on arsenic, known to be a deadly poison, was found in California's Lake Mono. This bacteria is able to convert other substances into arsenic, which is a very, which is the basic, its basic life support. This redefines the traditional building blocks of all known life.
Okay, so what we first believed is that life, like everyone, we need a specific ingredient in order to live. Like phosphorus is essential. But what this bacteria can do is that it can take, let's say, phosphorus and convert it to arsenic, which is known to be a poison and deadly, in order to live. So this expands the notion that on other planets, they don't necessarily need water and oxygen. They could convert what they have to get actually what they need to live. Okay, so this is Lake Mono, California, where they actually found this bacteria. Some astrobiologists found it here. And then what they did is they tested it with phosphorus. And what they found is that instead of finding phosphorus in the bacteria, they found arsenic. So they realized that they converted the phosphorus that was supplied into arsenic, which is their life support. And this is the bacteria that was found. So we're going to show you a video of once the media was released. This is a video from Fox News, and you can see the reaction. I did that, but it was like fucking.
Because in the first one from the top.
What was that one?
The search for evidence of extraterrestrial life. What does that mean? Tom Jones is a former NASA astronaut, a Fox News contributor, and author of Skywalking, and Dr. Lynn Ketai is a UFO expert and author of The Phoenix Lights. All right, Tom, let me start with you. They're touting this. They're the ones who use the terms extraterrestrial life. What do we expect?
NASA has a vibrant astrobiological research program. They're looking for ways that we can search effectively for life on other worlds and trying to understand what forms life elsewhere might take. And I think what's going on tomorrow perhaps is a finding that might be looking closer to home, looking on our own planet Earth for biological communities that we previously didn't know about that might be substantially different from the chemistry that we understand exists all over our planet as we currently know life.
All right, now Tom, with all due respect, that sounds like a big bore. Life here on Earth is not a headline.
No, but it might be a life that got started a long time ago, back when the life process was first getting started on Earth. And maybe in parallel advances, we have communities of life that we understand like ourselves today, but chemistry that's different that might survive in biological niches at the bottom of the ocean and in rocks in Antarctica, perhaps even in mine shafts that we're discovering. So we found life everywhere we look on Earth that we can actually get to, and it might be that there are different kinds of chemistry that support life here, which would help us clue into what we should look for on Mars, for example.
Lynn, those online are speculating that if we're not going to get the announcement of, they found the little green alien, but that they maybe found evidence of life on perhaps one of Saturn's moons. That's one of the speculation that's been offered online, or some other, or maybe they found conditions for life to exist someplace. What do you think?
Actually, as was just mentioned, there are conditions worldwide that are at all ends of the spectrum, and as Dr. Paul Davies, who's a renowned astrobiologist right here at ASU, Arizona State University, has said that it's not unreasonable that microbes could hitch rides on asteroids or comets or meteors and have landed here many, many moons ago and be forming their own DNA trees. Most things can be explained, but a small percentage of things cannot. And just because we don't have the technology yet to definitively define what these anomalous things are, it doesn't mean they're not real. And I think that tomorrow at NASA they'll be exploring, and I hope they'll be exploring the possibility that there are many different DNA trees here that might have come from elsewhere in the universe, because we know that the building blocks are out there in the universe, and the Earth actually our one solar system, is a very young solar system. Our galaxy is about 14 billion years old. Our solar system is about 4 to 6 billion years old. There are scientists postulating that there could be intelligent, sentient entities out there billions of years ahead of us. So certainly when we're seeing in the depths of the ocean these animals that were just, these organisms and entities that we're just discovering now, they're living in very toxic environments. Life is tenable everywhere and viable everywhere.
Well, see, you're taking Tom's theory to another level, that it is something having to do with what they found here on Earth. But Tom, she is suggesting it's, we're not the only ones here, maybe.
Well, I think the odds are that there is life elsewhere in the galaxy, and we're struggling to find out whether it's in our own solar system or not on other worlds other than Earth. I'm optimistic that we'll actually find some traces of early biology on Mars when we get there. One of the things I think that we'll need to do, though, is send human explorers there to find out. I don't think robots by themselves will be able to find that evidence.
Going to have to change the NASA space program as it now stands then. Tom, thank you so much. Lynn, thanks to you as well. We'll watch tomorrow, 2 p.m.
Okay, so after seeing this video, we saw that the woman, when she first heard the news that they found new life on Earth, she was shocked, she was confused and unimpressed. She didn't think that that was really a big deal. But then as the woman started explaining it to her, she began to realize the true meaning of the discovery. So what we have to question is, like, the initial knowledge that people perceive, is that true? Is that the true knowledge? So by itself it might seem significant, but once you accumulate various areas of knowledge, you can understand the true meaning. So a new perspective. People are getting more excited after initial disappointment. If life can be this different on Earth, greater change to find something elsewhere. So if they realize that, at first they just thought, oh, okay, that big deal, that's nothing important. But now they're thinking, maybe if there's all this different type of life on Earth that we didn't know about, there's a higher chance of finding something elsewhere. So knowledge isn't just about the initial information you receive, it's about accumulating what you know and to find the true meaning of the knowledge. Okay. And then so processing information to give significance, which is the basis of this. So knowledge, in order to see knowledge, you have to look beyond the most evident layer, and in this case we had to combine knowledge of biology, chemistry, and astrology. We had to put those together to actually understand what they were really talking about and what the significance of the discovery really meant. And then making a bigger deal out of something that might seem boring and insignificant, like the headline, Life on Earth. They think, that sounds interesting, but once they receive the information, they find it boring. But once they actually use their knowledge, they'll understand what it really means. Okay, like an example of this sort of situation is like parenting. Parents teach their children right and wrong and when they are young, and they slowly process the information. But it remains incomplete until the children have their own children and they actually understand the true value of information. So this shows how time is significant. At first, with children, they first hear the information, they don't process it, they don't really understand what it really means. Then, as they grow older, they experience, various events and they understand. So true knowledge is developed over time. So it's evolution and not revolution. Revolution being your first reaction to it, and evolution through time. And so your gut reaction is not always complete. One must assimilate various sort of knowledge over long periods of time to acquire true knowledge. That's it.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, can we do that?
Yeah, just leave it up for a second. Questions keep it on, please, keep it rolling. Questions are an integral part of your presentation. We're a little on the short side, guys. You were 10 minutes long. We could have taken it up to half an hour. So, you know, there could have been some fill-in material there. But let me ask you a first question. I didn't really exactly get what your knowledge issue is. Your real-life situation is clear enough. The discovery that was made about arsenic-eating organisms. What's your knowledge issue?
The knowledge issue is that when someone's first reaction might not be always right. So people's brains function so that when they get information, they don't process it straight away. They just get in and they understand what just by looking at what they see. And so what knowledge really is the accumulation.
In other words, what is it that makes knowledge knowledge? I think we need to pull in the word evidence here. So I'll ask a different question. What is the discovery of arsenic-eating bacteria strong evidence to support the theory of extraterrestrial life, or is it weaker evidence? What is your opinion on the matter?
I think it's strong evidence because it might not be the same thing. It's actually, I think it's more important than finding life on, one of Saturn's moons. Because this discovery, it changes everything. Because it's not you just found another specimen on another planet. It's that you're able to, when you're looking for a new life, you're able to put this information into consideration. So it's much more important because if you find out that life doesn't have to rely on water or oxygen, you can look at other places, because right now we're focusing on what's close to us, what's closer to the sun. But really, it doesn't have to rely on what we rely. So we find out that it can rely on a poison and convert it to what it needs. So it's much more significant than finding life on another planet.
Well, you're almost anticipating my next question, but let me just be reading these. What would be even stronger evidence of extraterrestrial life out there?
Stronger evidence.
Stronger than this one. Much stronger than this one. This one's strong, okay, I agree with you. But what's going to give us like something close to certainty?
That maybe there's another sun out there as powerful as ours, with an atmosphere like ours, probably.
Evidence?
Evidence.
You find another population in another planet.
The guy, E.T.
Yeah.
He'd be strong evidence.
That's not evidence, that's seeing it, that's obvious.
No, but
It is
see it.
evidence. It's the strongest form of evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What NASA's looking for isn't really like full-grown aliens. I mean, it could just be a
bacteria.
Yeah.
It's not, because everyone's thinking, oh, if a little bacteria, who cares? But that's what we
another form of life.
Yeah.
How is a microbe going to be more, farther ahead on the scale of evolution, if you like, than Homo sapiens.
No, but if
I mean,
you
as
find
much as I
bacteria.
admire